Hi, I'm the host of the STO Smokers Lounge. I'm here to tell you about Anchor, the perfect app that you can use right now to start your own podcast network. You can broadcast right now. All you got to do is download the app, whether you have a phone, iPad, or even a laptop or desktop. You can right now download Anchor or go to Anchor FM right now and start recording and have your stuff broadcasted over multiple platforms such as Spotify. So go to Anchor today and start your podcast career like I have. Because trust me, I love me some Anchor. Good morning.
Great morning.
How you doing today?
I'm great, Bobby. Thank you for having me today.
No doubt, no doubt. Now, just to let you know, if by any chance, because this internet is going to act stupid, if you get cut out, just relax. I'll resend you the link, and you'll punch right back in. Okay.
Perfect.
No doubt, no doubt. So, how have your week been so far?
It has been great. Amazing. I'm working on this project. I'm launching the first tantric shamanic festival in Florida. So I'm working with all
Oh,
the behind the scenes
mm-hmm.
waivers and legal stuff. So it has been amazing and learning
Okay, no,
so much stuff.
oh, no doubt, no doubt. So, tell us about it. Tell us about your project. Tell us about your project.
So I'm organizing, I would say, the first bilingual
Mm-hmm.
Spanish and English Tantric Shamanic Festival here in Florida, which is going to
Okay,
happen in January 2022.
okay,
So I'm excited about that. And it has been interesting because it's like, it feels like we need, like, it feels like we all as a collective, we're ready to liberate ourselves in a deeper way than
yeah,
before.
yeah. Because mental health has been more of a topic in this day and age than it's ever been before. You know,
Correct.
with the pandemic, with the different things that have been going on in the world or what have you. So explain what pronounce it again. You said transgender. Say it again.
It's a tantric shamanic festival.
Okay, tantric. And what did tantric means, if you don't mind me asking?
It comes from like tantra.
Tantra.
Tantra is like the Sanskrit word for tantra is weaving. So
Mm-hmm.
it's the aspect of like many people that are curious about tantra is because they desire to explore more about the intimacy and how to create incredible orgasmic experience in their life, not just in the physical realm, but also in a spiritual with their partner, with themselves first, and then also to explore that with their partner. So it can
Mm-hmm.
help people to connect at a deeper level that is not just physical on the surface. It's like a deep connection. The one connection that you want to feel like, or you desire to feel like you are connected with that divine within you and the divine within your partner.
Mm-hmm. See, yeah, people. What you just heard is normally y'all used to me talking about adult film and the business. Oh, we switched it up today. How y'all doing? Welcome to Special Smoke. This is the episodes where I do special, interviews and discuss certain topics that I probably won't normally do on my normal show. And of course, you know who I am. I'm Kavanaugh, the Southern Champ. You know what to do. Go to allmylinks.com/porn rap star to find my social media links, my music links, as well as my porn links. You already know we're sponsored by lsworld.com, the Facebook of the LS community, and we're a proud member of the GW District Black Podcasting Network. And you also know every Monday Night Smoke on K97 FM. You can hear me and the Smoke Buddy chop it up about the business. So, with that being said, I'm going to sit back and let this lovely, intelligent, and very deep and sensual lady introduce herself. Go ahead.
Thank you. So I am Lucia Gabriela. I would say that I am I'm known for being a relationship and intimacy coach.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm a tantra facilitator, a kink
Mm-hmm.
BDSM coach, and also therapeutic practitioner.
Mm-hmm.
And with all the titles there, the core of my work is helping individuals to connect deeply with themselves, connect with their body, connect with their voice, with their power, and awaken all those parts of themselves that had kept them stuck from living the life that they truly desire, and especially with the loved ones, with the intimate
Mm-hmm.
partners, and with their children as well. So
Mm-hmm.
my work is about liberation and reclamation of a bliss and a joy in our life.
Okay, most definitely. So let's go back. When did you start on this journey? Because as you know, with podcasts and YouTubers, people like me and you, we're here to educate. We're here to teach. So when did you decide to become the teacher?
Mm. Well, it started with my journey of like healing, I would say, cancer in a very holistic homeopathic way at the age of 15.
Oh God.
So it has been a journey of over 25 years now. Yeah, I'm outing myself.
Mm-hmm.
But
Hey, hey, boo, you you looking good. I wouldn't even guess your age. If I did guess, I probably would guess wrong and guess wrong youngly. You feel me? But go ahead.
and I also love to say my age because, believe it or not, like when we are connected with ourselves, a body is gonna show it. So it's like
Yeah.
a face is gonna show it. But
Mm-hmm.
anyway, I started at a young age because I would say cancer led me to explore tantra and more of the shamanic practices. I
Mm-hmm.
am from Ecuador, so even though that I grew up in Ecuador and also with shamanic principles because my mom always has shamans around,
Mm-hmm.
when I experienced cancer, I knew that I created it myself. Like from the
Mm-hmm.
moment that I have the pain to go into, it was an appendix. That's where they discovered that I had cancer because of an appendix,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew that I did it myself because I was suicidal for 10 years. I did not want to live. I did not want to exist.
Mm-hmm.
I did not like my body. I did not love myself. I did not want it to be here. I did not want it to belong here. Or I didn't even belong here. I felt like I didn't belong here. So
Mm-hmm.
I was telling myself all these things as a child. And unfortunately, they were not corrected by my parents because my parents didn't know. I kept it quiet for
Mm-hmm.
so long.
Yeah.
So that's when my parents hear my story, they're like shocked and they're like, "Well, but you used to be you were a happy girl," and I was like, "Yeah, you're happy on the outside because you had to make it look that it's all good, but in the
Mm-hmm.
inside you're like rotten, right?" So
Mm-hmm. And
I
sometimes we don't want to tell our parents because we don't want our parents to worry. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And I already, I was growing up in an abusive home anyway, with my dad being abusive to my mom. So I already
Yeah.
having like what I call it the secondhand emotional abuse
Yeah, I know
because
about that.
I was watching, observing, and like I was receiving and being such an empathist I am. So I was like
Mm-hmm.
feeling everything. So
Mm-hmm.
anyway, long story short, cancer recovering, like healing cancer led me to study tantra, Kama Sutra, sacred sexuality, in all these esoteric, metaphysical
Mm-hmm.
teachings. And
Mm-hmm.
that led me to a journey of like deep healing, deep transformation, like alchemy,
Mm-hmm.
and also to a journey of like radical self responsibility and self love.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I took responsibility for my life. I knew that when the doctor said to my mom, like they told my family that I was very blessed and lucky that they won the lotto because if I didn't have appendix, they would have, I would have been dead in less than 5 years. So
Oh,
my
God
parents couldn't
bless you.
believe that. Yes, I tell you that when they wanted me to go through surgery and remove half of my intestines, my gallbladder, part of my liver, and all that right side of my organs,
Mm-hmm.
I said no. I said
Mm-hmm.
no because I knew that I created it, and I told the doctor I was 15, 16 years old, and I told the doctor I created it. I'm gonna heal it.
Mm-hmm.
So I already have like this homeopathic background with my at home, and my parents even questioned my doctors like, "We're doing holistic homeopathic medicine since I was born, right? Like, how it is that a child is sick and has cancer. How is this possible? You know, like we're
Mm-hmm.
eating a healthy diet, healthy food, like environment in Ecuador, 25 years ago, clean, nice, how is
Mm-hmm.
this possible? And, lo to be told, it's like, hey, I knew it was the emotional abuse that I was doing to myself. Not
Mm-hmm.
that what it was being done to me, but I was doing it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I took responsibility for it, and I went into the journey of exploring more about going deeper within myself. That's what I call tantra, the path of the journey
Mm-hmm.
of alchemy transformation, the path of fire. Is that path that burns deep what is
Mm-hmm.
not us. It's not what we're meant to be. Like it burns it, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Destroy and uncreate it, and give it opportunity to, from the ashes, to awaken the amazing phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how been my journey for a while.
Yeah, because it's like people don't realize that sometimes we can cause our own sickness through stress, through anxiety, and through a lot of things. And it's important to heal, and people don't allow themselves to heal. Like even with my situation, um, because I'm retiring from adult film, and people don't realize that when you retire from something, you're literally changing your whole life, and you have to allow your soul and your body to heal with that change and to become at peace with the change. You feel what I'm saying? Can you speak to that?
Yeah, yeah. Is when it comes to the healing, it's about surrendering,
Mm-hmm.
surrendering to the trust within ourselves and the trust of the universe, that a universe, whatever we believe, God, source, universe, um, is actually, it has our back, right? Like that
Yeah.
has that surrendering experience. Like, in the kink BDSM dynamic, we talk about subspace. Like in the yoga, Ayurveda, medicine, or even like meditation, we talk about like being on the on the meditation state, right? Like it's like going to the, and what does that do? It's about connecting at a deeper level with infinity within ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
with that power, that infinity power within ourselves. And that's what surrendering is. And it's like when we go into the journeys that we have gone through,
Mm-hmm.
one of the beautiful things to remind ourselves is that everything is a contrast. So, as much pain as we're going to explore and experience in life, it's going to be the same amount of joy and glory that we're going to experience in our life. It will give ourselves permission to, and we surrender
Mm-hmm.
the to the contrast, that it's like a natural law.
Mm-hmm. That's what you're saying. So now I was listening to like some of your videos, and you talk about orgasms.
Mm-hmm.
And when you speak upon orgasms, so people understand, she don't speak upon on the physical realm of it. She speaks upon the mental realm of it. Can you expound on that?
Yes, thank you for pointing that out. I personally love to speak more of the power of orgasm and the creation that we can come from it, and just the clinical, scientific aspect of, even biological aspect of it,
Mm-hmm.
because even though that we release so many beautiful neurochemicals in our body through orgasm that can be very healing, and the
Mm-hmm.
oxytocin and the serotonin and all the amazing neurochemicals, is orgasm. I feel it is at a spiritual, emotional, psychological realm, and it's like
Mm-hmm.
it's an expansion of our infinity of ourselves. It's the expansion. So, when we tap into the physical orgasm, it's lasts like what, quarter of a second. It's like so quick, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when we tap into the extension, the expansion of that physical orgasm, and we tap into the energetic field that is expanding within us and expanding through us and through our space and our wherever we are, like our location,
Mm-hmm.
we can actually feel that we are connected.
Mm-hmm.
with infinity, with source, that we all are one in a sense. Like there's no,
Mm-hmm.
when we tap into that, the power of orgasm, there's no division. It's all about oneness. It's that oneness that we all look for. It's that oneness that
Mm-hmm.
we all crave for. At the core of our being, we crave to be in that oneness, because at our core we are wanted, accepted, appreciated, adored, a divine beings that we are.
Mm-hmm.
So the power of being in that energetic field of expansion is where we actually can tap into manifestation. We can tap into creation and attraction of our desires. So, in the law of attraction, we talk about, like, energy follow thought. So if we are immersed in this amazing, incredible, orgasmic, energetic field that is connected, that is grounded, that is infinite, that is allowing us to show the possibilities of us as creators that we are. When we
Mm-hmm.
put our intention and focus for healing, for abundance, for vitality, all of that is going to be manifested. Now,
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, it's going to be important for us to learn to surrender, to um, to receive that manifestation, to surrender to the manifestation itself. And
Mm-hmm.
orgasm, the energy of orgasm, the experience of orgasm, even in the physical realm, but when we go into the emotional, psychological, physical, energetic realms of it, the, it's about surrendering, letting go, and trusting within self and our divinity.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why many times we have issues with experiencing orgasms in the physical level is
Mm-hmm.
because we're not experiencing that expansion, that surrendering, the psychological, mental, the emotional, the energetic realm before it manifested in the physical. So if it's
Mm-hmm.
not happening here, we're not allowing ourselves here, we're not allowing ourselves in the physical body to experience that.
And that's part of the reason why a lot of girls don't experience orgasms.
I feel like I would say that I feel like we're having a hard time surrendering and trusting and believing in the field that we are experiencing love making.
Mm-hmm.
Many times we have what happened, when I talk about the energy, in the King BDSM dynamic, we talk about the dominant and submissive, right? But I go deeper
Mm-hmm.
with that. I go with the energy, dominant energy and submissive energy. So
Mm-hmm.
one of the rules about dominant is the dominant energy is pretty much to be the authority, the leadership, and the confidence, right? Like it's very confident, very secure, very grounded. And for the surrendering energy to be able to be in full manifestation of surrendering, the dominant energy must be in congruence with all of it. So
Mm-hmm.
as the dominant, right, like individual, if I
Mm-hmm.
am not in congruent with my dominant energy, the person that I am with may not be able to surrender fully. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
I feel like when it comes to orgasm, it's about surrendering to the expansion within ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So if I at a very deep level, this is what I find in an energetic level. I find that if I'm having a very hard time surrendering, um, and trusting to myself and trusting in the space that has been created for my love making experience is safe and
Mm-hmm.
secure, I'm going to have a hard time orgasm, because I'm not going to be able
Mm-hmm.
to surrender to the expansion of my infinity. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I may want to fake it, or I may want to, like, um, just get over it, right? And I may force myself. And this is the thing that I hear a lot many times when I even work with
Mm-hmm.
couples, is that sometimes, the partners feels more comfortable masturbating themselves even with the partner next to it, because they want to have control over it, because they want to
Mm-hmm.
have control over their own orgasm and their own
Mm-hmm.
experience, their own surrendering.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many, I would say, like, there's so many reasons why many times we don't experience orgasms.
Mm-hmm. Most definitely. Because what people don't realize is that sex is more mental than it ever is physical. Because even in my business of adult film, if a guy's mind right, his spirit is not right, he's not going to perform right on camera. He may not keep it hard or what have you. Um, what's some of the suggestions that you can make to people to, help them mentally free themselves, relax themselves so they can experience the the experience emotionally, mentally, and get the best out of it?
I would say that the first thing that comes to me is connecting with ourselves and our genitals.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I see a lot, especially with women, is that men usually they we have the penis, the cock, what we call,
Yeah.
right? And believe it or not, many times men are not even connected with their own cock. They see
Hmm.
it as external part of their body, like it's there. They don't have a communication with the cock. They don't have that sense of connection.
Okay,
They don't
okay,
have
okay, okay. Then expound on that.
expand
Expound
on
on
that.
that.
So
Expound on that.
So one of the things that I see when I work with men is, especially when they're having a problem with ED, erectile dysfunction, or any kind of like a sexual problem with the cock, is because there has been a disconnection between them and the cock, and the cock has become like a dildo that you put on. It's something that is there, but you don't have that connection with it. Connection meaning like I'm not fully present with my cock. I am not fully aware of the power. I'm not fully conscious of that is all part of me. It's like
Hmm.
even as humans, we're not even connected with our toe, a left toe, or right toe, right? It's like we
Hmm.
don't have that sense of like consciousness where we're like, I am connected, my body's connected. And
Hmm.
for ABC reason, we kind of disconnect that. And so when it comes to our genitals, we have such a disconnection with our cock as men, right? Like,
Yeah.
and I tell you how many times men don't even know how to make love to themselves and their cock, because they, when it comes to masturbation, they just grab their hand, especially the right hand or the left hand or
Uh,
the left, and they just go stroke, 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 and like, what are you stroking for?
hmm.
It's like they don't, many men don't have the understanding that they're even the semen is secret. The semen is
Hmm.
secret.
Hmm.
It's not secret, it's sacred. The
Yeah.
semen is sacred, it's divine, it's create, it has so much energy in it.
Hmm.
It's like when we look at the mitochondria that our cells has, like has intensity of energy, the sperm also has that intensity of energy that it is about power. That's where
Hmm.
a power is. So if we're not connected to our cock when we touch, and when we caress it, and when we like loving it, and when we talk to it, when we like, it's the part of ourselves, it's like
Hmm.
it's a leading force, and we connect with the
Hmm.
semen, we're gonna have issues. We're not gonna be
Hmm.
fully connected through sex. So if we don't have that
Yeah.
level of connection with our own body, our own genitals, imagine we're not gonna have connection with a partner, and either with a partner's genitals or pussy.
Hmm.
So when it comes to us women, you believe it or not, I have
Hmm.
led many central retreats for women. And
Hmm.
the interesting thing is that we usually do the vulva or
Hmm.
the pussy painting, right? Like the art, the
Yeah.
pussy art. And what it
Okay.
does is like you have no idea how many women, and I would say like over the age of 40,
Hmm.
have not actually even seen their vagina. They have not
Hmm.
even looked at vagina in the mirror. And they have such a shame about the vagina, because usually
Yeah.
in porn, the women in porn are young, maybe
Yeah.
they may not have kids. They may not have like maybe they have new into industry. They have beautiful
Mm.
vaginas and pussies, and like they have beautiful lips, and also they get maybe some surgery done around it and all that stuff.
Mm.
And what happened is that women have a misconception that when they see the, what we call the vagina lips, right? When we see the
Mhm.
lips are like bigger, and some of them are rosy, like rose color,
Yeah.
darker color, like some are even are black, some are even like
Mhm.
purple colors. Women get disgusted by it. They're like, "Oh my God, that's horrible!" And especially when it comes to the the fluid of women, right? Like
Yeah.
the white fluid that comes from a vagina. We're like, and you smell this and you smell that, and all the smell, even with semen, like when you
Mhm.
taste semen, is
Mhm.
all around your diet. It has
Yeah.
nothing to do like of anything about you. It's just about what you eat. It's actually gonna come out, and
Yeah.
you're gonna smell and you're gonna taste it. Period. Right.
Yeah.
So women have this connection with their vagina, with the yoni, like we call it, with the pussy. Right. I love to call
Yeah.
it pussy because it has that power to it.
Yes, we
And
uncensored on this show, so she can say what she wants. But go ahead.
Yeah. So it's like when we have that connection with our pussy and we actually can talk and we can communicate and we can actually understand what my pussy wants.
Mm-hmm.
Is
Yeah.
really powerful and empowering. And I believe that, when we at that level of connection, I can understand how to please my pussy, how to make love to my pussy, and how
Mm-hmm.
to experience orgasms.
Mm-hmm. Because if
Same
you
thing with a
please
man.
yourself, yeah, because if you're able to please yourself, you're able to please others. Because it
Well,
begins with self-love. You feel what I'm saying?
it starts with connecting and knowing what love is.
Okay.
Like one of the things that, like, a lot of people, one of the things I'm teaching lately because I'm developing a program is that many people talking about love like it is like a fairy tale, like a
Yeah.
cloud that is out there, like love,
Mm-hmm.
self-love. It's like it looks like something out there. And
Mm-hmm.
when I come to love, I like to bring it to the practical aspect of it. So I call it practical love. And for me, practical love is about connection, present, and focus. Because
Mm-hmm.
when I'm connected, when I have that desire of feeling connected, when I'm fully present, that's where like Tantra also comes into place because Tantra is
Mm-hmm.
about that level of connection and presence. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm fully present with myself and connected, and also I'm like giving my full attention to myself,
Mm-hmm.
like I see myself as important, I see myself as like significant, and that I matter.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I'm experiencing love. That's when I'm going to make decisions and make choices in my life coming from a place of love because I'm
Mm-hmm.
connected with myself. I'm connected with my body. I'm connected with my emotion. I'm connecting with my voice. I'm connected with
Mm-hmm.
my mind. I'm connecting with my energy. I'm connected with my sexuality. And then I'm fully present in all aspects of myself. I'm not hiding back. I'm not holding back. I'm present with what it is in the moment. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
making it worse than what it is. I'm actually here. I'm here for all those parts of me, for all
Mm-hmm.
the beautiful, sexy parts of me, to the even
Mm-hmm.
virgin parts of me, to the parts of me that are about, like the cold shadow, my darkness, or my evil parts of myself. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fully present for me. And I'm like, can I make myself important and significant? And I respect myself for that. That's what to me is self love.
Mm. See, people. That's why I said I can do shows on deeper meanings, people, on deeper levels. That's why I wanted to interview you. Because here's the question I want to ask. Because everyone always talk about cheating, right? How much it like put it this way: when a person cheats, because I always feel, and it's just my theory, that they mentally check out first before they check out physically. How much of it is lack of healing, lack of knowing thyself, the blame?
Repeat that question again.
When someone, let's say, commits infidelity, they cheat or what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Nine times out of 10, um, well, men, they always say men and women are different. But I don't feel like going into all that. How much of it is it lack of knowing thyself and lack of self healing went into that happening?
Yes. Awesome question. Thank you for that. So, cheating. How does that feel in the body? And I'm always going into like how that feels in my body, right?
Mm-hmm.
And to me, cheating is about that deeper disconnection with myself as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
and also not knowing the different elements that it leads to cheating. I I don't know who I am. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know what I want in my life. I don't know what I actually need in my life. I don't know what parts of me are strong in my life or weak in my life. That, we're talking about archetypes, what it's called about the part of myself.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is like, I have to ask myself the question if my need and desire are being met. And if
Mm-hmm.
I'm conscious and aware of that, if I'm not conscious and aware of that, how it is that I'm fulfilling those needs and desires. And even if I'm conscious, how it is that I'm like fulfilling and those needs and desires. Because one of the things that happen with cheating is that there may be some part of ourselves that are not being met. And
Mm-hmm.
we check out because we don't feel that we maybe don't feel like we are valuable, that we're important, that we're significant to a beloved. And then we check out because like, well, this person is not providing what I need, so I'm gonna go look it for somewhere else, right? There's something like there's the dynamic of like a it's like I don't know what I need, I don't know how to express it, and I'm not even communicating it. And the biggest thing about cheating is fear. Because fear comes into place when it comes to cheating, because we're afraid to share and express our desires and our fantasies and our lust. So many things when I'm working with cheating dynamic is that we have to come into understanding like, was I able to express my desires and my fantasies? And what I receive in a way that is grounding and healing and loving, or I would receive with punishment, with shame, with judgment, with guilt, with manipulation. So it's like many times I feel like cheating is the symptom of what is actually happening. Cheating is a symptom of what actually is happening at the deeper level within ourselves.
So it's kind of like the cheater is projecting their issues with the cheat.
I believe that they take two to for tango, right? And if
Yeah.
everything has we're not creating everything on ourselves. And I don't come from a place of like a victim and disempowered dynamics. I come from a place of like, okay, when we come together, we're gonna take radical full responsibility for emotions, or feelings, or actions, or thoughts, or belief, and everything, right? So I come from a place that I invite individuals to take responsibility for what it is there to take, and not take responsibility for what is not there. So when it comes to cheating, when it comes to dynamic, it take two people in a dynamic. And sometimes, yeah, one person didn't do anything, but maybe at a subconscious level, something happened that it was not communicated. And one of the things about cheating, the major thing about cheating that I look at, is that the boundaries were not clearly communicated, because many times they didn't know about it. So it is a really it is that cheating, I would say, is a beautiful, blissful symptom that allows us to see that we have to do a lot deeper work within ourselves.
Yes. And why is people afraid to do the work for themselves? Do the work on themselves?
Because it's not fucking easy. That's the
Yes.
truth.
Yes, it's because it's hard to look in the mirror.
It is
It's hard to
so
look in the mirror.
it is so hard to be radical, responsible for ourselves and for our life, for everything. It's easy to point out the finger and blame everybody outside of us because we're not taking responsibility. It's so easy to tell other people that they are at fault, and us coming out to us and say like, "Hey, those six fingers that I pointed out, you actually they are 12 coming back at me," right? So it's like it's like also it really, people don't like it because we had to look at our darkness. And these were the love. This is the what if something you're gonna tell me about, like, Lucia, what keep you what turns you on and what give you the great orgasm ever? It's like, to me, it's like going deeper into understanding my darkness and my shadows. I love to play in that field because it's like there's nothing more delicious than to know yourself and your darkness, because the more you recognize and you appreciate and you value and you embrace your darkness, the more empathy, the more compassion, the more love, the more connection you're going to be able to feel for others outside of you.
Yeah, because I think, like I was saying earlier in the show, is that I noticed just on a whole, not just on the sex end, what we call it, that people are now starting to pay attention to the mental health aspect of everything. And and I'm going to ask you this, and I want you to explain it because, like I said, I was watching your videos. Like I said, you talk about healing and how orgasms can be healing. You know what I'm saying? One video in particular I was watching, you was moving your hand up and down over this guy, and you was making him have an orgasm with energy, I guess, transfer. I guess I would kind of liken it to that per se. Can you explain what you were doing in that video and explaining how orgasms can be healing, it mentally
Yeah.
and emotionally, all that? Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's called a full energetic body orgasms.
Okay.
And what it does is that it's like we are in this field where um the person who is surrendering, the person on the table, on the
Mm-hmm.
mat, is actually surrendering to open up even more their portals of energy. If they're open to move the energy. And as a
Mm-hmm.
facilitator, because the two roles that I can play, the facilitator of the lover, right? Or like a
Mm-hmm.
playtime. So I can facilitate or I can play with it. So
Mm-hmm.
as a facilitator, it's for me to hold the space for this person to trust themselves and their journey of awakening more into the energy. And like in just with my hands above their body, not even touching their body, I can help to
Oh.
with my hand and move, and they can actually open up more into the energetic field. So this is happening at an energetic level. So if
Mm-hmm.
I was, and I'm not interacting from a place of play, I'm interacting from a place of like holding space for this person and their journey. If I
Mm-hmm.
was playing with my partner, then now I'm playing, now I'm moving my energy and they're moving their energy. Now we're playing with the energy, and now we can move our energy back and forth. Now we can we talk about fusing, merging. We can like play together. It's
Mm-hmm.
like this fun dynamic that happens in like it's hard to explain with word, but it actually it's something that you
Mm-hmm.
can feel it. Like you can feel when somebody's like playing with you. And when you do
Mm-hmm.
it, like as a facilitator, I do it just hold the space. I'm grounded. I'm not playing. My energy is all about like leading. Put it this way,
Mm-hmm.
helping to lead and guide the energy in different directions.
Mm-hmm.
So it is, and that happens. And the reason I say like many people when we started this, even when I started in this awakening and expansive of my orgasmic energy, at the beginning, sometimes you don't feel anything. And I
Mm-hmm.
explain in the video, it's okay. It's okay you
Mm-hmm.
don't feel anything. Because one of the things that I say is like, it is not the facilitator or the player that the person who's playing with you, that it actually is in power, because we all are in the power. What
Mm-hmm.
happened is that the more you open, the more you have addressed and heal aspect of your life, the more open you're gonna be to move the energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you feel stuck and you're stuck in your sexuality, you may have a hard time feeling the sexual energy moving through you. And if you feel stuck in your heart or in your power or in your voice, you're also going to have a hard time feeling the energy moving through your body. So the beautiful journey about full body energetic orgasm is that journey of healing, of like unblocking, awakening,
Mm-hmm.
unleashing, the these blocks, this trauma, this karma, this drama that we may be carrying on our body. And when we let go, we can unleash this energy and we can start let it open and move. And the
Mm-hmm.
people next to us can feel that energy. Because as you know, dominant energy is always going to be dominant. So if your energy is going to be so beautifully dominant from the inside outward, and you're going to be able to feel it and experience it with other people. And then there's like a whole dynamic of play that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you will feel like people have such a great energy when they walk into a room, or when they have like such a sucking energy when they walk into the room, because you can
Mm-hmm.
feel if that like the energy is flowing and moving.
Mm-hmm.
So how much open can you be in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in your pussy, in your cock, in your toes? How much open can you be to allow yourself to experience that energy, that flow of energy through you? How much open? So that's one of the things that I love to bring into those dynamic, because the more we say yes to myself, yes to my body, yes to my power, yes to my voice, yes to my pussy, yes to my cock, yes to all my desires and all my fantasies, all my dreams, and all my manifestations, like all of these that I yes to me.
Mm. So the question is, which is more powerful, the mental orgasm or the physical?
I would say from my experience, the one that lasts the
Yeah.
longer is the energetic orgasm. And I would say
Yeah.
that the most powerful, I would say that because I'm like about surrendering, I would say the energetic is that it's a lot more, let's put it this way. I wouldn't call it powerful because both are. Which one is the one that is like is even more creative, more lasting would be the energetic one.
Yeah, because it's more on the mental level and the spiritual.
It's not just mental, but also it's an emotion. And remember, emotion is energy, emotion, and a mental. When it comes to mental, yeah, it is energy. But when it comes to mental energy, is more of that. Are we clear, or are we stuck in our mental energy and our thoughts? Like when it comes to mental energy, it's more about also the belief system. So that's what is going to be important. So when we tap into that energetic orgasm, a mindset has to align with the creative that we are.
Okay. Is there such thing as a spiritual orgasm?
I would say that the moment that we start experiencing energetic orgasm, it covers all of the realms.
Okay.
Because all the realms of energy, we are energetic beings. So, and also I would say that it's also up to us, our intention to it. Right? Because the moment that we tap into that energetic orgasm, become spiritual, and the reason why we become spiritual, it becomes emotional, mental, and spiritual, and all of it. It's because mental is because we're working with like our, what are the belief, what are the mindset, what is the power? We're believing in our power. Emotional, are we clearing, all these energies, all these emotions out of our system, and it's spiritual because are we connecting with our divinity? Because at the end of the day, a spiritual to me is about connecting with the divine within myself.
Now, the question I would ask you, all right, let's go to the so-called slut, the so-called hoe. Now, I was taught this, we old school. Some of you millennials don't never hear shit like this from grandma and mama and big ma and all that. They're part of the reason why, always the theory why women is different when women cheat, what have you, is because they were saying that when her pussy, men leaves a piece of their soul in a woman every time they have sex, or a woman leave a piece where I'm pretty sure you heard the terminology or what have you. What do you think of that? And do you think people are wrong to make it seem wholeness or slutness to be negative?
Okay, so I think like that's two questions, correct? One of
Yeah.
the I believe is we live in something of us with our partners when we have sex, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I do believe that when we are exchanging, that's what I call the word change.
Yeah.
We are exchanging parts of ourselves with our partners.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I have witnessed even with myself is that in the physical realm, yes, we're not just exchanging fluid, but also we're exchanging some aspect of like our of who we are in a being, like at the DNA level. I have talked about like the semen of a man actually can be deposited in the woman's vagina, and you can actually it kind of like that modifying some aspect of her, but of her thing like that. So there are conversations about that, like some like you know read about that, which I resonate with the sense of like have you ever heard of the stories like sometimes like after a couple of years the man the husband and the wife, they start looking alike,
Yeah.
that they start
Yeah.
looking
Yeah.
alike.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Yeah, so I believe that because we are exchanging, all of a sudden we start becoming one,
Yeah.
right? Like, so I do believe that when we interact sexually with our partners, we do leave something in them about us,
Uh-huh.
right? So that's up to us to say like we live in something good or we live in something like negative, right? Like what
Yeah.
it is that we live in. But I do believe that we do leave a trait behind us, and not just physically, but also energetically, right? Sometimes, unfortunately, some people leave some energetic cord attached to the sex partners,
Okay.
which is not a healthy thing. And one of the things I do the most when we do sexual healing is to destroy and create all those cords of all the
Mm-hmm.
partners, sexual partners that we have had,
Mm-hmm.
because um, when it comes to attachments, it can be about like the intention of keeping connected with that person, and also aspect of manipulation that can be connected to those individuals. So really important to destroy and create all those cord to the ground, and to liberate ourselves from the energetic attachment that sexual attachment that we had with sexual partners. Now, slut and hoe. I can tell you that I used to get triggered if somebody would call me a slut, especially my ex-husband, right? Like I would just want to punch him in the face if whoever called me slut or a hoe. And I can tell you that even like in the realm of work I have done, like I have been even like, accused of prostitution or accused of child sex exploitation from my ex-husband, even in court, the
Oh
court at one point.
God.
Yeah, in court, like all of a sudden he came with accusations when we were doing parenting stuff. Long story short, after an hour of accusing me on a stand, the judge comes to me and said, like, do you sell your sex, your body for sex, right? And I'm like, no, I don't do that. I don't have nothing against sex work or any of that, because it's like there's power in everything that we do. Unfortunately, when we shame and we judge sexual power that is about liberation, it's just not productive for any of us. So when it comes to the word hoe and slut, I have come to actually call in the parts of me that are the hoe and the slut, and I'm fine with it. Like I embrace it, and sometimes I even bring it to the bedroom.
Yeah.
Because there's
Because
the thing. It's like, let me tell you this. Like, there's the thing. Like, I don't let the power, the word define me. I define the freaking word. Okay.
yeah.
Like, I don't let anybody define me. I define myself. So if I give the power, if I get upset and triggered because somebody called me a hoe,
Yeah.
I'm giving power to them because I'm being triggered by it. They already won the battle. They
Yeah,
already got it right.
because to me it's like this. This how I always looked at it. That a woman that knows herself is a sexy thing. Because from many of the ladies that I've talked to, even they got into the adult film industry, probably like right after some of them was divorced or what have you, especially when they've been divorced. And they became liberated. You feel what I'm coming from? And confident in themselves and their sexuality. And for the generation we come from, this is a breath of fresh air because we was taught to suppress ours. You know what I'm saying? Period. And to me, and I want you to speak to this, it feels like society is scared of the sexually liberated woman. It seems to me, because it's like they shun ladies that are sexually liberated and are open about it. You feel what I'm coming from?
Yes, I feel like people are being shamed by everything.
It's so true. I swear.
People are judged by everything. I
Yeah.
think like the blessing in disguise of this pandemic is that actually showing us our true darkness and our true shadows.
Yeah.
Because if we were judgmental in the past and we keep it in the secret, now we have the damn reason skew to judge other people that they're not in agreement with our views, right? Like if somebody have a reason to take care of themselves in the health way, in their own way, their health, than our way. Like we're judging and we're shaming and we're pointing our finger and we're accusing and we're segregating and we're dividing and we did that. All that bullshit. And I feel that is when we, not just women but men and women, when we really recognize the power that we are and embrace our shadows and the darkness and the parts of ourselves that we're afraid of, because people talk about their fears, people project their fears upon others. So
Yeah.
if somebody called me a hoe and a slut, because that person is so fucking afraid to actually even welcome that sexual
Yeah.
warrior, sexual goddess, slut that love to just explore sexuality in a way that is like yummy, delicious, and sometimes at one point even careless. And it's like just want to enjoy it and have that liberation of it. It's like, so it's just, I think it's like just a mind game for ourselves to get hooked into, giving ourselves giving permission to the world to define us. And I'll tell you that the beautiful thing about embracing our slut and our, even a whore and even like a prostitute and all those amazing archetypes, and the beautiful thing about embracing all those parts is that I can use those parts of myself the way that it pleases me.
Yes.
Those archetypes, those parts of myself are not doing what they want to feel liberated, because it's like the monsters in the closet, they're going to come out, right? That's what happened. Like, for example, all these politicians that we talk about, right? They're like
Yeah.
fucking saints, right? And the covers, right? Like a fucking, saint, New York Times magazine, this one honors, and they're like, what, in the shadow they're like fucking being like sexual predators. They are
Yeah.
like high end prostitute. They're doing all these bullshit in the shadow.
Yeah. Because the people that point the finger the most, they're the freakiest people.
Yeah.
Period. It's because even to the point that one of the senators in Florida, this dude was literally commandeering girls on that day, was flying girls in, him and his homeboy, so they could have a sex filled escapade. But at the same token, they the first to sit here talk about something. No, there should not be no abortion. Abortion is legal. But dude, you plugging up these young girls though, who ain't ready to have kids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, I think a lot of the issues in the world, especially on when it comes to sex, when it comes to all that, is that people just don't want to admit they're freaks. They just don't want to admit that they are sexual creatures. They enjoy sex. They love sex. They have fetishes. They have fantasies. It's like I always say this. It's normalized to watch it, not normalized to have a career in it, or to talk about it, or to discuss it, or to feel liberated by it. You know, and to me, even with me, I felt very liberated when I did porn, because I could be as freaky as I want, and I ain't have to worry about no judgment. And trust me, I done done some freaky shit in my time. Because see, a lot of it too is I one of the biggest mistakes I think girls make when they come into our business, to my business, our side of the business, is they walked in already shamed of being in the business. Now, you being one that speaks spiritual and the mental and the energies, please speak to the negative energy of being shamed of something that you do, how it affects you emotionally and mentally.
Oh, that's a big topic. Well, I was watching a porn video a while ago, and it was usually I have a site that I like to go to that is like
Mm-hmm.
has some aspect of tantra, and it's a beautiful. It's like it has like the beautiful pictures in there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
so it was very interesting to me that in the video the girl was showing the masturbation part. It was just herself. It was a porn and a self masturbation thing. So I was, when I look at porn, I look at it from the educational aspect of it, because for many people, even in my field, they shame porn, and I'm like, no, man, I fucking learned how to give a blowjob because I learned from the porn at the age of 25. Like, even when I was with my ex-husband, like, I didn't know how to give a blowjob, and my peers of my beauty industry, they told me like, hey, let's watch some porn so you can get some like tips on that. And I took porn as my study field,
Mm-hmm.
and I tell you that this beautiful, gorgeous girl was masturbating herself, and I was looking at her, and guess what happened? Like, she covered herself when she was pressuring herself. Like she had the blanket on, on top of her, like the sheet. She was masturbating. So the video was looking at her, like experiencing the orgasm through her eyes and through her nipples and just like that. But she covered her genital when she was masturbating. Because she was very uncomfortable, and I believe it was her first time experiencing, like a first time doing a video like that, like masturbating, because in her background, she comes from an Asia background. So she bringing these dogma and these, these BS bullshit belief system that our sex is not good, that pleasure and, well, sex is not good, but she's in the porn industry. But then the deeper thing that it was surprising to me, it was that the belief system that they have about especially women in those cultures is that it's not okay for women to pleasure themselves, because they shame that a lot. And it was interesting to see that on camera, that this girl was like masturbating herself, but she was so ashamed of it that you can actually feel it. I felt the shame that she was having about doing it. And it may have been liberated in some aspect for her to do it for the first time. Hopefully she keep doing it, but next time she take it off, take the sheet out of it. To take it off, so can actually take it, so can actually be liberated on that. And when it comes to the shame, is like shame is one of those energies that is gonna keep us trapped from experiencing orgasm, experiencing life, experiencing bliss, and experiencing abundance in our life. Because let me tell you this, we want to go into the esoteric realm of the esoteric symbolism of orgasm. To me, it's abundance. To me, orgasm equals abundance. When we fully surrender ourselves to experience our orgasm, we're surrendering ourselves to fully experience our abundance in life. Am I saying yes to myself by experiencing these? I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about abundance, vitality. I'm saying yes to myself to experience this amazing energy that is connecting me with all parts of me, with connecting me with my body, my mind, my heart, my soul, the universe, my creations. Yes, if that is happening, I can feel it through my whole body, through my whole pussy, my whole body. I can feel it from head to toe. I can feel the expansion. I can feel that I cannot even move because I'm immersed in this ocean of an orgasmic energy. It's gonna equal to me that I'm gonna give myself permission, and I'm gonna do my best to surrender into the ocean of abundance that the universe had in storage for me.
Yeah, so that's what we talked about. So, Miss Lady, I'm going to have to start to close this out, and we will be bringing her back for other episodes, people, because I want you to get spiritually healed with orgasms, and we're going to talk about a whole bunch of topics, even to the BDSM side of things, because I want people to understand that it is a spiritual and a mental and an emotional aspect to everything that we do. And you have to understand healing. You have to allow yourself to heal. You have to allow yourself to breathe, especially in this day and age, from everything that's going on, because sometimes you need to be able to escape and enjoy life, and to be able to mentally and emotionally, because the mental health is real, people. You know what I'm saying? Shit. Some of the people that killed themselves, they didn't heal themselves, and their pain consumed them. So that's why I do shows like this. So y'all can understand that you need to take time for thyself. Because if you don't take care of thyself can't take care of nobody else. You feel what I'm saying, Miss Lady?
Correct.
Anything in closing?
Yes. I would say I invite you, every single one of you, to love yourself in any way that you possibly can. Does that mean like, going to the beach and like walk on the sand? That means like just go outside and have your cup of coffee with your favorite delicious um, cream or your favorite delicious pastry. Go for it. It's like there's no judgment in self-love.
Yes.
And just and feel that love and invite yourself to actually fulfill yourself with that love. Because I tell you what, once you feel fulfilled with your own love, any of the other needs that you may have about like eating or a cigarette or alcohol, any other addiction that we may have, they're not gonna be room for those.
Say no more. So, Miss Lady, tell everybody where they can find you.
Well, they can find me at com, and you can
Mm-hmm.
and you can go to my Instagram that I keep myself active is Lucia Gabriela Coach. So join me there, and I have my link there for the festival that I'm organizing for in January the 27th, from the 27th
Mm-hmm.
to the 30th, the Sol y Luna Tantric Shamanic Festival. If you decide to feel liberated and feel connected, and feel also in community, I invite you to join us to this amazing festival that is happening in January
Most
2022.
def, most definitely. So, with that being said, people, you know how we do this. Life is a learning experience. What's the point of experience? You didn't learn anything. Smoke this over. Thank you for coming to the lounge. I can't wait to bring you back.
Thank you so much.